maybe this is where it comes from. But this is where it starts. This is the second round of our incredible groups. Endpoint riding that high, and EG also riding that high, getting their first wins out of the way. Endpoint right now, however, they are not on a boot camp. We always see their boot camp magic. They are not there on Regional 2, but they will be, I've heard, back for the third Regional.
Oh, almost a great start there for Evil Geniuses. And we got the decals on full show right now. The white for Evil Genius is a thing of beauty, as RLCS almost combines with Ivan. And then Endpoint, you can see Seiko there with that boom on the Fennec. Ivan, boo! No decal for him. Just when I thought every single player in this lobby had one. I'm very, very disappointed. I'll forgive him if he meets that pre-jump, but he hasn't. So yeah, Ivan, naughty step for you, my friend.
Well, there's a chance here for, I think, Evil Geniuses to not go to a place they've not really been before, but EG, they lost in the lower round 1 of the Apollo Open, and I think they're going to want to, just prove to people that we were picked up for a reason. We are a very, very good team. We just about missed out on the fall major LAN because, just a couple of results didn't go our way. I think they want to get themselves... Yeah, exactly. They had to get themselves back into those mindsets. So I think Evil Geniuses definitely have a chance here to take it. Wouldn't be surprised at all. But Endpoint, they're just my team of choice, Cole. And I can't be scared, I can't be scared of that. And I can't be upset with you that you picked against Endpoint.
Well, I was put on the spot and I panicked, okay? So Evil Geniuses, they are my new best friend now. And you can see why. Look at the pressure they're putting on. Man. Beautiful. Absolutely brilliant rotations from them, and Ivan scores.
There was so many 50s up in the air. Metza starts to go up, and RLCS works it round him as well. Unfortunately, Metz couldn't quite meet it, and Ivan is able to get a fantastic dunk past him. EG, that pressure, if that continues, Endpoint, they're going to have to bunker and hunker and try and get some counters.
Well, Seiko is a man who can do whatever he wants with a Rocket League ball, but he has been beaten there, and Metanoros is left isolated. Ivan sweeps up again.
Do you think that Ivan called this one? So I think it's so clever if he did, because RLCS is clearly the one, to go for that. Metza blocks him, Ivan calls him off and just goes top corner.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that, because that makes it a much better goal than I think I gave it credit for. It was good communication, good finish as well. Poor old Metanoros trapped in the middle of it, unable to do anything, and what a great start that is from Evil Geniuses. Ivan a couple of goals, one of their main scorers, getting in the swing of things straight away. The star player for me, though, is Catalysm, the man who has the ball right now. He is, and he's their mechanical one. He can shock you in ways that not many players can. Just has consistency as well. There we go, what you got lined up. I've been bigging you up, Catalysm. Pass one, meta fake as well. Evil Geniuses, they're really playing. They're being very creative right now against Endpoint, and Endpoint's defense are struggling to deal with it.
I love the creativity from teams when they just want to play a slightly different game, just try and really show off what they've got in the arsenal. But 2 goals already for EG, both of them relatively different as well. Not seen too much from Seiko so far, but Relating Wave, the man who wasn't able to attend the most recent boot camp for Endpoint during the Apollo Open. Now everybody is going to be chilling at home. From defense, Seiko wants to work his way out. Instead, Catalysm with the 50 round. Metza again, and RLCS just outspeeding the Endpoint defense.
Brilliant, brilliant start here from Evil Geniuses. They just won that game 5, and it seems to have lit a fire in them. RLCS already up. Perfect timing on the aerial there. Catalysm with pass into the corner, which can sometimes backfire. You have to believe that your teammate is following you up, or those are the ones that your opponents can just nip in, flash it right down the other side, and suddenly you've overcommitted. But Evil Geniuses are not fearing overcommits right now, because they just are in complete control of this one.
I think when you look at an overcommit, it's only really bad when everyone's kind of just in the same zone of influence. As soon as then you actually move out and you are rotating just really tight and getting 50s like that, Catalysm does everything on his own and gets to 4th for EG. He didn't need anybody else there with him, but I feel that even if Ivan was waiting midfield or whatever, it still makes that goal wider. It still means that there's more chances to score.
Evil Genius's third and final player gets involved in the fun. There is Catalysm, the only player for them that hadn't scored yet. Now he has 4-0 against Endpoint. I mean, those of us with any intelligence predicted Evil Geniuses, but I don't think even we intelligent few predicted this. Oh, RLCS, you are disgusting.
That is so cruel. For the 5th goal, RLCS rises to the sky, gets a touch high, and then says bye-bye to Relating Wave.
I love him. Evil Geniuses. This is why I'm thinking back, Stumpy. The start of the season, Evil Geniuses, they were my 15 for the full major. And they couldn't quite do it. They were so close. And because of that, I've started to slow down on my love of them. But this is reminding me why why I started loving this team. Why they were so good. Why they got so many as German amigos as well.
All the other regions that came across, and they were scrimming versus EG. All these teams, I loved it. They were still taking part in the scrims in Europe. They're like, well, look, NRG's here. Obviously, we're going to try and scrim them, even if we didn't quite make the major. And they're all saying, EG are nuts. Like, how did they not make the major? They are ridiculous when we're playing them. So they've got a lot of international credit as well. Great doink from Catalysm. It's 5 goals, and EG are flying.
Mate, join me on EG. Ditch Endpoint. They're rubbish.
Christ,
EG are the team. They are the team. Look at the speed of Ivan. Into the corner he goes. Rizek is probably... Oh, he passes it instead. Oh, that's so good. I'm just fanboying right now over the way Evil Geniuses are playing this game. Boring.
Don't care.
I'm sure they'll win you over one day. Join us. It's nice.
Apparently, this is also the 3rd time Endpoint has allowed 5 or more goals in a game this season. This is EG coming out so strong. I don't know. I mean, Endpoint, they have got a fantastic mentality. They've got a brilliant psychological coach behind them and getting that mentality. The issue is they're not a boot camp right now. I wonder if he is utilized online. I imagine that they are, but you need to just take this game in a vacuum and then move on to the second.
Oh yeah, game 2 will be completely and utterly different. I'm just enjoying this one for what it is, the Evil Geniuses bonanza that we've been able to witness. Like, not just 5 goals, but 5 unique... Doink it!
Oh, that had to be a doink.
Oh, that was just an obvious doink. Look, he's stopped moving because he knows that should have been a doink.
Cole, do you know what else is fun, though?
Tell me.
Let me just wait for the ball to land. Christ, Ivan, don't you dare ruin this.
You got this.
There we go. No, brilliant.
What else is fun?
So, that was a 5-0, right?
Yeah.
So far on the stream, in a row, we've had 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, and this was a 5-0 into a different series. 6-0 is to come. Which team is going to ruin it?
I mean, here's the thing. Surely we can't just keep going with this because there's got to be a roof, right? There's got to be a ceiling. We can't just be seeing this
when
many
we get
goals.
into like the 13s, we'll have to get us 3 coming up against like whoever is on the stream. That's all right. We'll step in and we'll lose 13-0 to 0-0 Nation or whatever.
I mean, Stumpy, we're not nervous. First of all, we're not nervous, over our prediction. Right?
No, I mean, we're Endpoint fans. We're always nervous.
I just want to say that, 75% of chat also said Endpoint. Once again, we're cool, calm, collected, okay? Where's my copium at?
Can Endpoint get that on a t-shirt?
Copium somewhere.
Just, we're Endpoint fans. We're always nervous.
I want that like in like crayon font, so it's like it's been drawn on there. Oh yeah, you can have that for free, Endpoint, no problem. Do you see us having Vindication and getting a 6-0 for Endpoint here?
Of course. The thing about Rocket League... No. Listen, let me tell you something, okay? The thing about Rocket League is that anything can happen. And honestly... Oh,
right,
boy.
That's when you know he's not got an argument. When he says anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Listen, it is Rocket League at the end of the day, Stumpy, okay?
Right. Also what we know, okay, is that today whoever scores first always wins. We've not seen both teams score in a game yet either. All these little mini stats, but the main one is that this one is going to be a 6-0. And maybe if Seiko can wake himself up a little bit, it'll be Endpoints to gain. But Evil Geniuses just look so hot. Look at them, they're going for these musty flicks. Everything is coming off for this team right now.
Seiko rhymed with 6-0.
Oh! Oh!
I mean, I don't
That's
care.
the win for Endpoint.
I don't care. Whoever wins, wins. I'm not too bothered. Endpoint can win, EG can win. I'm not too fast. But that is a great pass from Metza over towards Rating Wave, rocking the beautiful Endpoint way decal. Fantastic stuff. Covered in sponsors, which we love to see. If you're a Rocket League org owner, I'm looking at you, certain big orgs that keep teasing. Get in game. You can get an away decal with a sponsor on it. You'd literally be silly not to.
You can have your own face. If you are the funder of a big sort of esports person, you can just put your face on it.
Investor.
I don't know if that's true. Maybe you can.
Funder.
Huh?
Instead of investor, a funder.
Yeah, if you're the money man, just shove your face on it, make it an ego thing.
I'd love that. I'd love to see a little cool Cole on an Evil Geniuses car. But we will see. Time will tell. Time will tell as well if Endpoint are going to be able to take this game. It's a minute gone. We need 5 more, Endpoint. Pull your finger out, lads.
I feel like that particular statistic may be about to die. But I mean, they are really loving these musty flicks. Variable Geniuses right now. They've gone for about 4 of them. And maybe, just maybe, Endpoint are starting to read it. They are beginning to be able to predict the slightly unique flair that Evil Geniuses have been offering. This could be 2. There's a great touch from Metsonoris, then fakes it out. Ivan's coming in and misses. Catalysm had to be the last line of defense. That's a great pass out. He's now in the center. Could completely turn it around against Endpoint, and they have.
Dead. The 6-0 dream is dead, and Catalysm is the one to bury it. Awesome pass across from Ivan. Just fakes out the defender, takes it slow, draws him into the corner, and opens up miles of space in the midfield.
I mean, that all came from Ivan missing on his own backboard. I wonder if he was thinking that many steps ahead, did it on purpose, so that then, you know, they could move forward and it could turn into this, almost a 1-2 punch there. And now it's Endpoint's turn to try and counter-attack. The best touch into the corner from one of them. I didn't even see who, so I don't know why I'm saying one of them in particular. Relating Wave goes to the backboard. Catalysm doesn't quite get the
Oh
block,
my word!
but somehow it stays out anyway.
There's no way that manages to keep its way out. Metza had a fantastic shot on Ivan to fake it as well. Catalysm to fake another. The slow down maestro.
Evil Geniuses, when they let that ball bounce, defenders just, they cry. They're like, I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know when they are going to strike. Can happen anytime. It's like they got the ball on a string of Evil Geniuses. 2-1 now to them.
The really, really nice players are Relating Wave just to get the simplest goal you may ever see in the RLCS. Going off the kickoff, catching it, and then just bonking it up high. And little old bonk tries to go for the air dribble bump. Ivan, he tries to get in the way, isn't even able to.
Relating Wave right now versus Catalysm. Both players with a couple of goals each, and nobody else on the pitch has scored. So those two very involved. Here's Seiko. Can he join the party? He's going for a breezy flick, but it's well saved by Catalysm. I feel like, so before this series started, in the in-game chat, there was lots of GLs coming out, like good luck, right? Like,
yeah, they're all messing around.
Yeah, these guys clearly are good friends. Obviously, it's competitive, but I've got a feeling like the spirit of just trying to outdo your opponents in a shootout has overtaken them. They are trying to actively style on each other right now, and it is great for us as viewers.
Yeah, I love it. I love seeing the teams just be very friendly and have that friendly competition. You always hear about it from Vitality and K-Corp. It's nice to see now that just spread along through a few more organizations. But 2-2, and when we get to the nail-biting moments of this series, I feel like it's going to be anything but friendly.
Yes, there's suddenly a moment where things get real and everybody becomes just a little bit more solid in their gameplay. But for now, we're enjoying them going through all these crazy plays. Catalysm just wants to get behind that ball. But Seiko meets him early. Now Relating Wave gets involved in the play. Already scored a couple of goals in this game. RLCS 2 again, Relating Wave. Great speed and great read from him. Sets up Metsonoris, who just tries to boom it home. And Ivan just blodges it to the side.
Good lord, the defense from EG is like breathtakingly close to it, just about pinching in. And yet they do it time and time again. With 90 seconds left, they do need to start having that offensive mind being put on, because defense will not win you the series.
Oh, lovely from Relating Wave. What a second touch that was. Scooping the ball up from a pre-flip. And it's put Evil Geniuses into all sorts of trouble. That's much better from RLCS with a couple of touches, the second of which sends it all the way back to the Endpoint half. Relating Wave's touch that time was red. RLCS nips in. He's the player who seems to be intercepting Endpoint the best and stopping them having continued waves of attack. This could be Ivan's here, but Seiko just rolls it away and then dunks it down.
Good movement from Ivan to go via the mid boost, and to flick it over the top of Relating Wave. But Metza pre-jumping to then get the save away onto that corner bounce and a couple of bumps. RLCS unable to make any contact, and Seiko up with one flip reset. You know what he can do with them, but this time it just doesn't pay off.
Yeah, 45-degree angle pass going towards Seiko for a flip reset is something that many defenses will see in their nightmares, and that's a great touch there. Metsonoris is coming in. It waterfalls down. RLCS gets the read. I love the time waterfalls.
I know you do. You're trying to bring it back.
It's cool. Relating Wave. Misses that one. And Ivan can just get another couple of touches, but it looks like it's going to be Endpoint that are seeing this game away slightly better. A pass towards Seiko. He goes to the backboard, and RLCS is missed. He tries to stay behind the ball, but he can't. Relating Wave shoots, and Ivan yet again steps up to save.
Potentially in overtime if a goal can't be scored by Endpoint on this push. RLCS to drop it down. Relating Wave to help it on its way. Overtime at game number 2 on Forbidden Temple.
Who's going to get that all-important third goal in this second game? Endpoint will be staring down a reverse sweep if they lose it. The series is alive and well if they get it. Relating Wave, he's had such a good game here. But he just pings it towards Ivan, who tries to keep control of the situation. Does well, finding Catalysm. Evil Genius is now going to move forward. Wants to be on the end of this ball, but Seiko's backboard defense is clean. Good pass there, though, into the top corner. It's almost going. Metsonoris just watches it hit the backboard from the crossbar and takes it away via Seiko.
Great touch over by Seiko as well. And Wave with the pre-jump. That's what I mentioned earlier that teams need to do. Get that communication and get ahead of your opponent. Seiko going for another 50, but RLCS is able to battle it away. Past the midfield line now, and Relating Wave attempts to punt it back into that orange half. Seiko, corner bound, and Catalysm will meet him there. Metza goes high, and Ivan, the positioning is perfect.
It was lovely positioning, but I think there was more to be had there from a shot than a bump. There's a good touch, a good pass, and again, another brilliant save from within RLCS's own goal. Seiko closes down Ivan. Evil Genius is living on the edge. Seiko's trying to get bumped. She just needs to rotate out instead. Evil Genius are just survivors.
It's absolutely death-defying what they're doing right now. They're swimming with sharks, and they are beating them down.
Catalysm, couple of touches, lovely play. Relating Waves left a little bit lost. Seiko has to come in towards his own goal. Just prod it towards his backboard. Now Relating Wave can keep things going. Maybe this is Evil Genius's chance to push. Catalysm slowing things down again, then pinches it along the floor. It's saved by Endpoint. Ivan, he goes to the backboard. Oh, just wide.
Ivan again with more opportunities, starting to really play how they did at the beginning of game number 1, then get those 5 goals. That pressure is certainly what they need. It's how they've done so well so far in this series. But Ivan getting 2 awkward touches onto himself, burns a lot of boost to not make much ground, and so RLCS tried to save him away from it. Relating Wave 15 towards the center with only 14 boost. Catalysm has to go for a pinch. Metsonoris is aware. Metsa passes. RLCS saves.
Catalysm will take a touch here. He's got no boost, though, but still can take Seiko out the game. Can he get the next touch? Not quite. Relating Wave with a good dunk against him. He needs Seiko to leave him to it. Slightly better communication needed there from Endpoint. Seiko was slow to rotate out. And that means that Metsonoris can't do too much of this ball apart from get dunked by Catalysm. He then gets a demo on Seiko. Relating Wave trying to play cleanup. Seiko spawns in a slightly awkward position. We're 2.5 minutes into this overtime. Catalysm for a second, it looked like that ball was going over him, but we are no closer to finding out the winner.
It was just a smidge in the way on that random respawn. Relating Wave up central onto the backboard, up for the triple, but RLCS clears it wide, and now suddenly it's a 2v1. Metza has to flick it high, does so, but with low boost, RLCS can nearly take advantage. Catalysm sending it high time and time again, but Seiko, he was ready and prepared, but just misses the corner bounce.
Yeah, his first touch there from Seiko was absolutely gorgeous, and he was aiming for that ramp, I feel, but then for some reason didn't get the read after, which was very unexpected. I really thought he'd keep control of that one. But Endpoint will continue. Metsonoris is already up, good read from him, but just about loses the race to Ivan, who gets an all-important touch to send it back to Relating Wave, and then his teammate RLCS from the ceiling, just keeping Endpoint pinned back for a second. This is what Evil Geniuses need to do. It's been too Endpointy so far this overtime. They are looking all the more likely to get the next goal. Apart from Evil Genius's tremendous defense. Sonoros races up against RLCS and wins it. Wants to get this next touch too, put it into the center. But Ivan more good defending. He has made so many saves and clearances as Ivan.
Yeah, so many chances though to get a goal on either side, and the defenses are just staying so strong. Right now, Endpoint are only on 2 saves. However, they have managed to put up 17 shots.
17.
They have been firing cannonballs at that defense, and Evil EG, they have managed to hold it off time and time again.
Well, that's the reason they're not making too many saves, though. They are being beaten. Endpoint are beating Evil Geniuses in the middle, right when it's looking like they're going to take that shot. Maybe this one will be different. And there is a clean shot, but Seiko was in the perfect position to save it. And now RLCS up against Metsonoris. No boost for him. Relating Wave sends it high. Wants to get a flip reset. Underneath Ivan, it's a smart play. Going for the wave dash instead when he lands, or the dodge at least. A good speed from Seiko. It's not quite there. Endpoint just now, Stumpy, starting to get a little bit of space with the touches that they're making.
Yeah, and Catalysm had so much faith that he'd read that perfectly. He just waited, knew it wasn't in, and could then continue down the pitch with the ball. But Relating Wave and awkward touch, Mets with no boost, sends it towards Seiko, picks the 100, sees Wave, and Ivan fakes him out.
Yeah, it did what absolutely had to be done there, Ivan. It was the bare minimum, and it just about worked. And now, suddenly, Evil Geniuses have a pass out of defense. It's going to lead to the backboard. Still nothing. We've now hit 5 minutes of overtime. But Seiko is going to end it on the 5-minute mark. Out of nothing, Endpoint get the win.
Seiko getting 1 touch down the pitch and then 15 with Catalysm, but on the back, RLCS just out of position. Can't really blame him too much considering how much work Seiko did, but I feel like that third man was further back previously and just started to get impatient towards the end of that game. So Endpoint managing to take it, I wasn't nervous at any point.
Now we're getting to like that marathon Rocket League overtimes that we've been hearing about. While you guys were doing that long overtime, kind of rude, by the way. I just want to start off by saying, kind of rude. You guys really took your time with this one.
Sorry,
so much has happened across the other series. I don't know what's happening, but it's Sweep City over here. We have Queso beating Navi 3-0, Semper beating Cookser Minions 3-0. Zero Nation potentially 3-0 against Vitality. They're currently up by 1 with a minute left. And Stormtroopers beating K-Corp 3-0. Is that the biggest upset there? The Stormtroopers against K-Corp 3-0.
I mean,
That's
Stormtroopers, they qualified as first seed, so they are clearly a team that, you know, have got a little bit about them. But I wouldn't be expecting them to go up against K-Corp and winning 3-0, especially after being 3-1 by Endpoint as well. That is very, very disappointing for Karmine Corp. But, I mean, clearly what a performance from Stormtroopers. I look forward to watching that one back later and finding out what on earth has gone on. But yeah, lots of sweeps. Wow. Yeah, we really have picked the right series here. So well done, production.
So what does this mean? Does this mean that essentially, what happens in round 2? Why are there all of a sudden so many sweeps? Are there just the matchups are not aligned? I mean, we did have potentially an upset there with Stormtroopers, right? Zero Nation against Vitality. I don't know. Stumpy, what do you think of that one?
I think it comes down to, you know, some teams now, they've worked into the series, into the competition. They've got either a win under their belt or a loss. But then that turns around when you look at Stormtroopers losing to Endpoint and then seeing that then they're just 3-0 K-Corp. Team Queso, after beating Cux's Minions in the first round, they managed to perfect sweep Na'Vi as well. So Queso looking incredible again. But in this series, Relating Wave receiving that great pass from Seiko.
It was never going to be as easy for Evil Genius as it seemed in that game 1. Endpoint were always going to come back in some way. And this is what they do, the new Endpoint. They are incredibly resilient when things are going against them. And then when they get that momentum, suddenly they elevate themselves beyond anything we ever expected.
Lovely, lovely kickoff from Seiko. RLCS has to try his best just to squeak back. Isn't able to, and 50s it with Metza into the bottom corner. Endpoint suddenly looking fiery.
Yeah, maybe this will be the 6-0 that we were hoping for earlier on. A little bit late, Endpoint lads. But we'll take it, we'll take it. Though RLCS is still trying to get the flare going for Evil Genius. It's good to see they're still going for these plays and not just falling back on being solid and not too much else, which can be their comeuppance when they lose series. So still want to see them going for these flare plays. RLCS just closes down Relating Wave, and Ivan, the ball just goes over his shoulder, so he has to head back and put in a awkward touch into the middle. Catalysm really had to be alert there to save the day, and he was, but that wasn't too great from RLCS.
It's Catalysm's chance now just to try and push some of the pressure back onto the side of Endpoint. Ivan, with some spectacular reads, managing to get a lot of pressure on that blue side of the pitch.
Yeah, that was like boomer mode. Like when you see Justin streaming and he goes into boomer mode and he's just scoring beautiful goals in about 2 seconds once he's downloaded the speed of the ball. That's what that reminded me of, and it's still going to work out for them. Evil Geniuses, that all came from Ivan's play, and he gets the goal.
Yeah, with the pass from Catalysm, though, slowing it down again. These pace changes looking like they're so vital across all the series we've seen so far. We saw how well Luminosity did that versus Williams result. We're seeing now that EG slowing that tempo down just throws Endpoint for a loop a little bit.
Especially against Endpoint, because they love to up the pace of a series. They want it to be as quick as it can possibly be. So if just in a pocket of time, you can slow down for a split second or two, that completely throws Endpoint away from their rhythm, and it's why it's leading to so many goals against them.
Minute and 30 seconds gone. Ivan up for the double again. Hasn't been able to receive any of them so far. The save goes high, and Relating Wave is able to bail Metsonoras out from that looping touch high. Chance for RLCS, though, to pass it over. And Metza meeting Seiko in the sky, but because there were no EG players up either, it's not going to be too dangerous.
Well, Relating Wave is still going to have to get up sharpish to stop any counter-attack that comes from that horrific double commit. That's another good change of pace there from Catalysm, just waiting for his dodge for that split second longer, making Endpoint question themselves just a little bit more when in defense. But Metsonoras speeds things back up again with a nice dunk, a good challenge. Relating Wave tries to keep it going, and then Seiko, the third player in that far corner, gets involved himself, but he forgets the ball, Stumpy.
Yeah, it's pretty vital in this little old game of ours. Catalysm, up front air dribble. But Seiko just reverses, lets him use 100 boost, and then it just finds Relating Wave anyway. Sometimes being a little bit fancy isn't going to be fully worth it, and Seiko just being that nuisance up the pitch now, just getting that nonsense awkward touch around the side of a couple of the defenders, and then steals away 100 boost. It's going to mean that this attack is potentially deadly.
Catalysm is going to win this race, tries to get a freestyle light touch into the goal, but Ivan, he makes the most of the fake, and it's 2-all.
Lovely fake. No,
I think he was going for the shot. Oh, apparently he got a touch.
Oh my god! He touched that down, it lost a lot of its momentum, and it meets Ivan perfectly. If Catalysm doesn't touch that, that goes above Ivan and he doesn't make any contact.
Oh, what a fake move from
how
Seiko.
amazing that was.
Yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous.
That's phenomenal. That's such a clever touch from Catalysm. I'm sorry that I question marked my fake for you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, you were right, because it wasn't a fake, it was a touch. It was a very deliberate, slow-down touch with the wheels to set up his teammate from the perfect angle. 1 in a million pass.
Exactly. Easy.
Seiko up against RLCS, and Seiko's in his own corner, looking pretty awkward as well. So what can RLCS do to make the most of that? Not too much this time, but Ivan is coming in. He'll be feeling confident after a couple of goals in this game, especially as EG were 2-0 down so quickly as well. Had to dig deep to stop this game and indeed this series going away from them. Seiko's missed. Metsonoris needs to block down Ivan quickly. RLCS is watching as well, just waiting to come in. Hoping his teammate Ivan is going to call him onto the ball, but actually they've overcommitted somewhat. Seiko just charges it down, and Catalysm almost sets up RLCS for an own goal.
That ball landing so tantalizingly close, and Relating Wave hits it away from RLCS. Seiko for one flip reset, backflips into the second, but it does fall wide. Has to then rotate away. Doesn't actually take that boost away from Ivan, which I really felt like he should have done.
Good pass out wide to Catalysm, who's going to at least put this one on the endpoint goal. Won't do Seiko too much harm, but just a reminder that they can transition very quickly, can Evil Geniuses. Seiko, oh, he's taking a leaf out of the EG book, slowing things down. Everybody can do that trick, Evil Geniuses, not just you. And now Relating Wave has a clean touch and a clean pass, and they love to play their way out of defense to endpoint. Seiko with a couple of beautiful touches. Catalysm in the far corner gets the save. But look how much space Seiko makes. Endpoint won't score from it, but it just made easy defending into something incredibly difficult.
Yeah, making the defenders awkward is such an important part of Rocket League, where you just want to make sure that they're second-guessing everything. You want to be, boost faking, pretending like you have nothing, and then just getting a little touch higher, Relating Wave around the side, but RLCS reads that he was going to pass, not shoot.
Yeah, it was a great read from Relating Wave, and an even better one there from RLCS on the backboard. There's a pass there. If Seiko can find Relating Wave, he went for a bit of a rushed flick instead. Certainly could have made more from that opportunity. Evil Geniuses, though, look like they have the last chance of the game before overtime. There's a pass. No, it's a shot. Seiko saves it. And Seiko should be able to kill this one right now.
Yeah, good leave there from Catalysm at the end of the game, just to allow it to fall into yet another overtime. Last one, lasting a little old while. It was like 5 minutes, I think 5 minutes, 2 seconds or something like that. So potentially another extra game on top in this series.
Relating Wave has got some defending to do. Not too much boost to do it with either, which makes things difficult, but Metsonoris will be able to sweep up. There's Seiko winning the race, wants to prod this one down into the goal, and he does so, and Endpoint take the overtime.
Oh, Seiko just floating like a guardian angel and granting wishes from above. Ivan doesn't respect him to do that, but doesn't anticipate how well Seiko is going to strike it. Doesn't touch the floor. Endpoint, they take the third game and they lead in the series 2-1. One more and they are near, and they will be, hang on, question marking myself, near enough nailed on to then go through as the first seed.
We are cool, calm, and collected, okay? What we have to do is we got to put trust in the players, Stumpy, right? We got to put trust in the players and trusting that they can do what they do best, which is make our predictions correct, because that's really all it is. That's really all it is. I'm kind of happy it wasn't another 5-minute overtime. But on the other hand, if the games are that close, maybe they do deserve to go the distance, right? We are essentially I think one of the only games that's still going on. Yeah, the only game going on. All the others. Listen, when it's Sweep City and all the other games are over and done with, it's just because we wanted to focus all the attention back on the mainstream. All the other matches are done, so now everybody comes back here. I mean, does Endpoint have what it takes now to close this one out, Stumpy? Are you seeing them as a strong unit? Are they working together for a unified goal?
I think so. I really think so. I think Endpoint looking like, although they're not in the same place right now, you know, they're not boot camping, they have still got that ability. They have been existing together and playing Rocket League together. They're looking a lot more like a cohesive unit, and they are shutting down EG a lot earlier than they were in that first game. That's how EG got their lead, where they were able to run riot in the defense of Endpoint. That's not happening right now. And then the offense on that orange half is so much scarier too.
I love when Metanoris just decides to be the big man, play in front of the ball, chase things down. It's pretty rare, you know. He's made his career off being that solid third. But every now and then he just says, I want to be the one. I want to play in front of the ball. I want to be the first man forward. And it does surprise his opponents because nobody expected Metanoris, of all players, to be chasing after them, even in the first 10 seconds there. And right from the off, it puts Evil Geniuses on the back foot, and they still haven't escaped their half since then.
30 seconds gone, not too much has elapsed, and I want to be seeing Endpoint just continue with that trend of, you know, shut out EG in earlier than they were in that first game. And EG, they just need to be taking that initiative just a touch more, you know. Even if one attack has stopped, don't then just abandon the play. Try and just slow it down a little bit. Because stuff like that there from Catalysm, he could have gone in for the 50, but look at the ground he's made by slowing it and going for the fake.
He stays so grounded as well. Catalysm, he will never waste a jump. When he goes in the air, he's timed it to perfection. Look at this, see? He waits his moment, dodges that ball into the top corner. Makes it so much more difficult to defend. Relating Wave, to be fair, did really well to do so. But Catalysm now does seem to be the key player for Evil Geniuses. He is the one that is just dictating the speed of it all. Look at that again! Just that split second longer that he takes makes Endpoint struggle so much more. And again, to be credit to them, they're defending well as Faker goes for a double flip reset for a laugh. I'm lost. You take over, Stumpy.
Don't know why he did that, but I love that he just fancied it. Yeah, with no boost though, it now falls to Seiko yet again. And as he picks up 100, RLCS just challenges him so early on. That 50 looking very dangerous. Yeah, all the way to try and clear away, but is able to. Good demo from Seiko. Misses the ball, but does manage to wipe the man's legs out.
RLCS in the corner. Seiko is backwards and slightly awkward, and Catalysm is just waiting. He's faked that one, maybe trying to be a little bit too clever even by his own standards there, Catalysm. Sometimes you just want to get a nice solid 50-50 on the ball, because if you don't, it can let Endpoint in if things backfire. And they're very much in now until RLCS takes it away. Can't quite get a flip reset on that one, but can get the ball all the way into Endpoint territory. A race was won by Metanoris, but he lost his car for it. Now the Musty, no, the fake Musty, but Catalysm read it all.
Setting it up from game one as well, like showing that he was trying to go for Musties earlier, then going into that movement and faking it. That may well have just forced a player to go up and then try and get the block. That is really intelligent.
The ancient chess move, the Musty Gambit.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a chess thing, I think. Anyway, I don't really play chess, but Seiko is certainly playing the Evil Genius's defense. Relating Wave has been intercepted by Catalysm, and Endpoint's left to defend.
There's 2 minutes left. We're not really seeing much pressure from EG, not nearly the amount they had in that game one where they 5-0'd Endpoint. It's Mets' chance now to pass over towards Relating Wave, but RLCS with 100 boost. Can't quite get it round. Yeah, God, Rizzo. Imagine him being competitive at Rocket League nowadays.
No chance. Catalysm, though, he is very competitive himself. Ivan's beaten Relating Wave as well, but Seiko, this is exactly what he wants, a chance to go solo, but his touch deserts him somewhat, and a lot of loose touches right now going on. Metanoris was completely confident that one was hitting the crossbar, I'm sure, and it remains 0-0.
Yeah, we're seeing EG, though, starting to show those signs, showing those sparks in the pan. Seiko, though, with a fire extinguisher, Relating Wave. His shot is so weak that the firemen just get called off and go, nah, not worth our time, boys.
Not worth it. That is just a spark. Barely even that. Ivan on the backboard gets as much distance on that ball as he can, but it's only as far as Metanoris. Seiko's pass not quite there yet. Endpoint not as incisive as they normally are. And Evil Geniuses are looking more likely to break this deadlock, in my opinion. But when you have Seiko on the pitch, you can never be too careful. He's going for these flip resets, but he's going to pretty much nowhere. Again, gets another touch, but all it does is give his team a chance for a 50-50, which brings a couple of their players out the game. Ivan versus Seiko. Seiko suddenly the last line of defense. Not what they want him to be doing, Endpoint. But the pass wasn't there again.
It could have been off the ceiling, and I think it was meant to be. But instead, Metza just tries to be a bit too much. Nearly the 50. Finding its way in. RLCS leaving that to the very last second to clear it away. Yeah, I think just a couple of times Endpoint can be a little bit more chill. Ivan is showing no chill as he just flops around near the ball. Final 20 seconds. RLCS up for one, down for the second, and the block from Mets just bumps him slightly to change the trajectory.
What a block that was from Metsonoros with 10 seconds left, but Evil Genius is still coming. But again, a pass that goes to nowhere, and now Seiko can get another flip reset. Relating Wave is waiting, he's faking. RLCS has been taken out the game. Metsonoros coming in here for the dunk, that one's going in. RLCS gets a bit more high on it than he wanted. Now Seiko has a chance to put it into the center. He beats Ivan, but no one is there. Relating Wave, you had to back your teammate. You could have avoided this overtime, but we go into the third in a row.
Yeah, he could have waited, I think, just a little bit further up, and that was potentially going to be a goal, but a chance here for RLCS to get up for one. Seiko has to touch, doesn't.
Ooh.
It gets dropped in oh so handsomely.
What a read that was from RLCS. This first touch was nice. You know, his car followed it through beautifully, but just following it at that angle, he already had the trajectory pretty much perfect. I think any deviation and angle, he wouldn't have had the boost to make that one. So it was a lovely play at the end there from RLCS.
Well, I mean, it is fitting. Once again, it is fitting that we go the distance. With the amount of overtimes that we've put in so far, why don't we play a little bit more Rocket League, right? Why should we be done with round 2? Cole, did this game deserve to go to a game 5? Did Endpoint drop the ball? What do you think?
Yeah, I think they did. You know, I'm all for praising the team that won it, and it was a great finish at the end there from RLCS, 45. But Evil Genius has only had 5 shots throughout the entire game compared to Endpoint 7. So it wasn't the most thrilling game that we've seen so far in this series. But what disappointed me the most was that Endpoint's end product, which normally is what they do best. You know, even if they're playing badly, they'll have 1 pass or 1 assist, and they'll take it. They didn't take it. They weren't making the right decisions. They weren't looking like they were going to cut through Evil Geniuses at will. A lot more grindy, that game right there. So I think a game 5 is deserved, and I think Evil Geniuses deserve to have taken it to a game 5.
Stumpy, do you still agree with your prediction? Are you still holding strong on Endpoint?
I think we are holding strong, aren't we all? But me and you, right?
That is right. Yeah, that is right. We are holding
Please
strong.
say something with conviction.
No, listen, we got this. We are.
I love
My
it.
God, man, there's no.
No, of
No,
course.
no.
Listen, it's just for content, okay? Listen, we stay cool, calm, collected. We stay strong. We stay with the cause. I still believe, chat. Do you believe as well? That is a question.
I mean, they're on our side here. They want an Endpoint win. And also, for one of the Endpoint casters, Craftman over on Endpoint TV, it is his birthday. And I'm sure that his birthday wish will be to see an Endpoint victory. If you want to be an incredible human being, you should head over to twitch.tv/endpointtv and just wish Craftman, one of their wonderful casters, a happy birthday, because he has been putting in the work throughout RL Esports. Go and give him some love over at Endpoint TV. Otherwise, if this game comes through, his wish has been granted.
Seiko needs to show better decision-making than he showed in that last game, and that's already a good sign. The ball seems to be sticking to him a lot better on Champions Field than it did at the last on Utopia, but that's a great 50-50 from Ivan. RLCS might have a clean chance here for a shot, not quite. Endpoint, they just turn it around so quickly, but that's the risk I was talking about earlier. Ivan's in now for Evil Geniuses, and this could be a really good chance, and the pass is there, and it's made it all the way in.
That is such a lovely pass from Ivan. He gets demoed for it, but just being able to speed fully, gets 1 touch, and then that rocketing second allows RLCS to score a 71-mile-per-hour boomer bottom left.
RLCS with his team's second goal in a row, the last one being that overtime winner. So amongst the goals right now, and it was from an overly risky hit into the corner from Endpoint. Not what you want to do when you've got an opponent steaming forward, but that's much better. It's going to squeeze its way in from Relating Wave.
Nobody on EG thinking that was even going to be on target, I don't think. Metza off the ceiling, doing what he should have done last game, and Wave with the speed finds an unbelievably perfect place.
Yeah, it was brilliant placement because he saw the Evil Geniuses player on the backboard go past where the shot came in, if you see what I mean. He wrong-wheeled him on the backboard there, and now Ivan has a chance to make up for it so quickly. Catalysm's coming in, and Catalysm is going to make it 2-1 EG.
It's just returning goals back and forth. Metza removing the run man from the play, and Ivan again slowing it down. Nobody on EG has any amount of ego. They are just trying to help out their teammates to get the goal for the team. Ivan leading the charge with that. Catalysm being rewarded with his first goal of this 5th game.
Evil Genius is putting in some good, honest work today. Yeah, nothing fancy, apart from that game 1, just As you say, Stumpy, letting their teammates in, doing the work for the player next to them to be the one who's going to be up in lights. Right now, they're going to be up in their group as well if they can see this result away. RLCS to the backboard, he goes. Ivan's coming in. Seiko tries to slow it down, but Ivan does not fall for it. 6s and 7s in the Endpoint defense. So we get close control of this ball. Seiko can't really finally do that. RLCS, he's got a chance to shoot. RLCS almost takes it. That could have been such a killer blow towards Endpoint because of the way the goal would have come about.
Chance though for Wave to try and return the favor down the other end of the pitch. Ivan with a lot of boost, instead leaves it to RLCS. And look at that shadowing position that Ivan finds himself in. So close to the play, gets a bump as well. Ivan is doing so much, but Seiko come on, flip reset. Ivan just shy of the goal line save.
Oh, what a touch that is from Catalysm. Ivan's in front, causing damage. Can he get the bump? No! Brilliantly dodged by Seiko. Couldn't quite get the flip reset goal, but down the other end, coming in so clutch in defense, and now Relating Wave takes charge over Metsonoris. Endpoint have somewhat woken up in the last 20 seconds or so. Seen that things weren't quite going their way. A pre-jump from Relating Wave to the backboard. Ivan clears it as far as he can go. It's clean for Metsonoris, but the pass isn't quite there. Intercepted by Evil Geniuses, and now RLCS has the chance to make his stamp on this one. Slows things down again. Endpoint really struggling to deal with this Evil Genius attack.
The change of tempo is just, it's neutralizing the entire defensive Endpoint, who want to go full bore. They want to just dive and throw their face at everything. And yet they keep hitting doors on the way through. With 2 minutes remaining, it's a shot from Seiko. It's a save from RLCS.
Metsonoris can't even get his car around it to put a shot in. Wants to go to the corner. But again, read by RLCS. Relating Wave here. Good slowdown from him. But Ivan 50-50 is brilliant. Could have been brilliant at least, but Metsonoris had no one in front of him to challenge him, so he can a couple of touches himself. Then he gets a dunk as well on Catalysm. RLCS is already up. How much distance can he put on that ball? Just enough to make Relating Wave get an awkward touch. A minute and 30 seconds left. Evil Genius is really doing their best to keep Endpoint at arm's length here. So many teams have tried that over the course of this season, and they don't all manage it.
A shot chance thrown away from Wave. He had an opportunity to take it down and, slow it like how EG may have done. Instead, just shoots. It's an easy save for RLCS. And throwing away possession like that, it's not going to do you well. Metza with a save. Ivan just sending a couple more on target and changing up the tempo. We keep saying they make it slow. Sometimes they're shooting it so quickly.
Endpoint as well, Relating Wave, his clearance was central. It was essentially a pass to Evil Geniuses that just put Endpoint under even more trouble. Nowhere near at their best, but it's Evil Geniuses that are making them look rattled, making them look boost-starved, making them look like they're gonna lose this one.
3-1 for EG, and Catalysm just getting Wave out of the way. Birthday bumps on the wrong man. 50 seconds remain. That is too clear for EG.
Evil Genius is surely able to see this one away. Endpoint need a goal, they need it quick. That demo will help. RLCS is straight. Relating Wave's going for the bump, and it's still saved by RLCS.
There's no way that RLCS manages to get it round and go as high as he needs to for that save, and yet he does.
Catalysm is still faking Endpoint, just completely throwing them every time. They're moving forward as a team now. The 50-50 doesn't quite work. More Evil Genius's goal line defending. Absolutely sublime play. Now Relating Wave. Metsonoris is up. He tips it towards Seiko, but it's read yet again by Catalysm. Wave, he opts to go to the ceiling this time. Read again by RLCS. Nothing is working for Endpoint. The defending so good from Evil Geniuses. Endpoint running out of ideas.
That was some of the best defense we've seen so far, and that is going to be a game and series win for the Evil Geniuses. The friendly rivalry continues, but on the scorecard, it's going to say 1-0 EG.
Man, so much happening in the end. Oh man, this was a nice matchup to end on. Yes, we did kind of go the distance with overtimes and everything, but wow, what a way to go out. We love a game that has a lot of close situations. But this one, EG takes this one home. Now, with many sweeps in round 2, right? It can't be that far of a stretch to say that this is probably one of the toughest matchups, right? Would you agree with that, Stumpy?
Yeah, I think so. I think that you start to see the lay of the land in your group, where you might think, oh, you know what? Maybe we, as Williams Resolve, for example, we can beat Guild. We can do this. And then all of it, because you've just, you've lost previously, you've seen Guild lose, you're like, no, but we are the better team, we've been here more times. You start to feel the groups out, And then as soon as it starts to go wrong, I think then you really can get in your head. It's where I think a coach is very important, just to keep you on that track. Take each game as it comes and don't really focus on what the implications are.
Cole, was there any player that stood out to you in this matchup as kind of a key player to obviously, whether it's Endpoint or Evil Genius, a key player that stood out to you in this series, making it so close?
Yeah. Catalysm is like the human second hand. He just keeps things ticking along for Evil Geniuses. Like, even at the end when they were 3-1 up with 40 seconds left, Endpoint throwing everything at them. You know, you're rushing into it. You're thinking, get a touch, get yourself on the ball by any means, right? That's all you have to do. In that situation, Catalysm was still faking. He was still just doing those slight split-second feints that just threw Endpoint completely for a loop. That is an absolute man-of-the-match performance from Catalysm, in my opinion. So impressed.
I do want to just give credit, though, to RLCS and Ivan for their goal line defense. Defensively, good lord, I can't believe how clutch they ended up being. Just such an all-round good performance from EG. Group B, it's looking scary.
Solid Rocket League all around. That will end it for round number 2. Now we got round number 3 coming up right after this, please. Tune in very, very soon, and we'll be back with more Rocket League goodness. See you soon.